What I need when I am afraid is I need someone who can give me trust that I'm not alone in what I'm afraid of. What I need when I feel guilt is someone to tell me, yes, you have sinned, but your guilt is covered and you're forgiven. What I need when I feel shame is someone who sees what I'm afraid to disclose and gives me love and says, you are nonetheless, yes, I see it, but you are still completely loved. That is a personal encounter that lifts the burden of fear and guilt and shame. And AI will be able to simulate that. Of course it can simulate it. It's got it in its training data. Yeah. It can say the words, you're forgiven. Though, if you set it up with the right prompt, it can also be the ultimate accuser and chase you around with your failings as long as you want. Like, it can be the ultimate sadist, in other words. It's indifferent. It's all in just how the prompt was set up, how the reinforcement learning through human feedback was set up. Now, of course, all these commercial interfaces have been trained to be very nice and very,
right.
And of course they'll tell you you're forgiven, but there's no reason they have to. They could just as persuasively tell you you're condemned for the rest of your life. Only a person can hear what you have to share, your fear, your guilt, your shame, absorb it, suffer it with you, and then offer back, if that person is in touch with the Spirit of Jesus Christ, offer you trust and forgiveness and love. And in that sense, it's a disaster if people chase after a simulation of the thing that God has given to his, if you want to think about specifically the forgiveness of sins, has entrusted to his church to proclaim to people with authority in heaven and on earth that your sins are forgiven. To go to a chatbot that will either directly or indirectly try to convey to you a sense of reassurance that your sins are not that big a deal, or that, oh, it's all okay now, or here's some techniques for getting beyond your feelings of guilt. Like, we cannot allow that to be outsourced, but people will absolutely prefer the sort of low risk, low engagement, low formation way of receiving that kind of minimal assurance, rather than the very risky thing of confessing your sins to one another that you may be healed.